Hi there, I'm Andrew Schelling. I am a poet, translator principally of the old languages of India, Sanskrit, Pali, and some of the other vernaculars. I also write essays, I edit anthologies, and I've been teaching for a long time at Naropa Univeristy, which is the first Buddhist-inspired university in North America, or like, as I like to say, east of the Bering Strait. I'd like to invite you to join me for a poetry reading on October 21st, Poems for Peace. This will be at 12 noon my time, Mountain Time Zone, 11 a.m. on Pacific Time Zone, that'd be 2 p.m. on the Eastern Seaboard, and anybody else checking in from some other part of the country can figure it out from those coordinates. Poems for Peace. I was asked to do this, and the interesting thing is it sounds to me almost like a redundant phrase. I think poetry is an enactment of peace, and I've often thought that an alternative to warfare and aggression is to understand the arts, engage with the arts, and the arts really have become the great curators of our inward life. And that inward life, the deeper you go into it, the more likely you are to find conflict or contentious, both difficult, obnoxious, and something worth dedicating your life to, both avoiding within yourself and hopefully eliminating in the world. Yeah, and I try to lead my life that way. I own no television. I don't own a cell phone. And I spend a lot of my time tracking animals and climbing in the mountains and, trying to steer free of a lot of the, sort of tepid postmodernism and, irony and that sort of thing. Try to avoid any jargon. I mean, all little communities have a jargon, or at least intellectual or spiritual communities have a jargon. And it's really damaged, I think, scholarship and academic work and all of that. And I try to steer as free of it as I can. If I catch myself, particularly with our various nations so split, and much of this has come up in what I call the COVID era, which we are still in the middle of. So I'd like to read a poem in which I mainly ask questions about what it is we all think we are doing with human culture, with poetry, with writing, with music. This is a poem called Listening to an Autumn Raga in Springtime, and it's dedicated to the great maestro Ali Akbar Khan, born 1922, died 2009. Those of you who know anything about classical Indian raga would know that you're supposed to listen to appropriate ragas in the appropriate season. So this is a disjointed poem, Listening to an Autumn Raga in Springtime. What, in the end, did humans think we would accomplish? Look at the bookshelf, Bhagavad Gita next to rakish Mark Twain. The Harlem Renaissance reader tips against Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, who told writers, remove what's not needed. There's Beaucoup, Gertrude Stein, Shakespeare, lots, and Ezra Pound squints in the grass at an ant. Confucius honed his thought and led him astray. The thick-foxed Oxford anthology, hard to call that dry, leathery verse poetry. Here's field guides, a natural history of the Coyote Clan, Navajo masks, myth, eco-warriors, and say Shawnigan, who made the best lists. But none of it saved us. A book on Mongol Buddhist horsemen. What did their art do? Windy, glacier-torn, cloud grass visions bronze-breasted girls. Even Dante couldn't see those heavenly forms for the glare. Some master craftsman painted lapis lazuli onto their curls. I won't open the book, though. That three-eyed end-of-world death skull cuts closer than words. Virus, terror, blood, lies, war, dead cities every direction. So to the 300 cubic inch Sanskrit dictionary, 1879, blue frayed Oxford cloth ripped at the spine. MacBook Pro perched on its 3,000-year lexicon, tougher than Marx, Heidegger, Chomsky, head trips of the West. What in the end did humans think writing could do? Blanched musical fingers begin to play. Faded words, black holes, dying dwarf star doom, an autumn raga played by a dead man, Posk flower in bloom. Thank you. I will be reading many more poems on October 21st. Again, October 21st, Poems for Peace with myself, Andrew Schelling. The time will be 11 a.m. on the West Coast, 12 noon in Mountain Time Zone where I am, 2 p.m. on the East Coast. And using those coordinates, I invite anybody elsewhere in the world to determine your own time. Thank you. Hope to see you all there.